Hello, everybody. Welcome to Friday. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, hello, everybody. Hey, Toy and Be Idea. Hey, Kieran. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, welcome to my second attempt at the ye old Twitch. The Twitchverse, the Luniverse and Twitchiverse, they collide. How do you think about the new background, the new layout, huh? Nice, right? This is, to be perfectly honest, this is not a custom background. This, I had commissioned somebody to do a custom background for me, and I wasn't happy with the result, unfortunately. So, but I found this one on Etsy, and I like it a lot. So this is, I really, really like it a lot. So I hope everybody likes it. It feels very cozy to me. So it may change a little bit. You know, I may fiddle with the color, and some of the details. But for right now, I think it's pretty nice. So welcome to my little corner of Twitch tonight, everybody. I am so ready for a nice, cozy art stream. Ah, hi, Bear. Nice to see you. Yes, I saw you in, we chatted a bit in Kinnear's stream earlier. How's everybody's week coming? How is everybody's week? Is everybody kind of ready for a weekend? I know usually that the answer to that is a resounding yes, but I like to check in with everybody. I have a cozy cup of dandelion coffee, which I am enjoying more and more every time I try it. Week went good, busy, but that's fine. Yeah, me too. So originally this stream was supposed to be gesture drawing and fan art, but because I have a Excel spreadsheet with different VTubers that I would like to do fan art of. But I decided that I needed to let my neurons recover after the Sumio Santana in a mankini incident. So we're not doing fan art tonight. No, we're doing gesture drawing. And I, as an artist, I've been going through kind of I'm in a bit of a limbo with the style that I've been using for many years, and I want to experiment a little bit with different things and tweak with the different things. So after the figure drawing, I'm going to just play around a little bit, and hope you guys enjoy that part of it. How did the dandelions make the coffee? Well, you see, there are dandelion gnomes. This is what I've been told. There are dandelion gnomes that make it their business to grow and harvest the dandelions and make them into coffee, which is why it's such a terrible thing that people like to spray dandelions with so much herbicide, because that's kind of their life's work, and you're kind of just sort of ruining the life's work of tiny, adorable people. Hey, it's Coyote Killer. Yes, Coyote Killer was the one that recommended it to me. It's quite delicious. I'd say the first time you try it, of course, you're going to say, that's not like coffee at all. But actually, it grows on you, and it's something... It gives the same, if not the same flavor as coffee, the same kind of coziness. Without any, like, extra sweetness or caffeine or anything, so that's nice. So, tonight, if you would like to... it's not even coffee, it's kind of its own savory thing. Yeah, it's kind of its own animal, but I recommend it if you want to try it. It's just powder, or at least the kind I got is just powder that you mix into... I mix it into almond milk. I have almond milk, which I like, and because I am a little bit lactose intolerant, so I have almond milk. But so that's what I'm sipping on tonight, and I'm also have the tiniest glass of leche, because it's art, and you got to keep it classy. So yes. So, hope everybody's having a good evening. If you would like to join me with the figure drawing, the gesture drawing, the link is at the top. If you scroll back up in the chat, you'll see a link to what I'm using. I'm using a YouTube channel that does a timed figure drawing, and that'll last for about 25 minutes. I'll push play on that video, and then I'll also push play on a timer so that you can kind of match them up. It'll be off by a second or two, but it should be pretty good. Modbot, did I make it wrong when I mashed the Dandy Gnomes through a fine mesh screen? I think your hint should have been the screaming. Hey! Raid! My first... Oh, was it my first raid? Did anybody raid me the last time? The first time? Well, thank you for the raid. Figs Den comes with... Bring in the raid. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Hey, Yusuki. Yeah, we're just about to start. So yeah, I'm going to start a timer, and I'm going to play the video, and if you guys want to follow along with the drawing, you can. And before I get started, I feel like I've never seen anyone explain it, so I feel like I feel a need to. So there's 1 minute drawing, there's the poses that are 1 minute, 2 minute, and 5 minutes. And then of course they can, that's for tonight, but they can go up to like 10, 20 minutes. The reason why they're gradually longer, they start really short and get longer, is that when you're learning how to draw the human figure, it's an attempt to train the eye to recognize the most essential components of the human form. So not necessarily the muscles and the curves. It's more of the way that the way the person stands on their feet, or the way that the shoulders and the body mechanics kind of relate to one another. And so that sort of like trains the eye to see really quickly. And then, so the purpose of a 1 minute sketch is very different from the purpose of a 20-minute sketch. A 20-minute sketch is where you really like quite literally flesh things out. So I just thought I would explain that in case anyone was curious why are we doing 1 minute poses and 2 minute poses and 5 minute poses. So that's the theory behind it. So here we go. I'm going to get started. I'll start the video first and then do the timer. Let's see, make sure I know where it is at. Yeah, so for anyone joining us right now, I hope you enjoy this cozy stream. Enjoy my cozy layout, my new layout, which I love very, very much. Let's see. I have the video. I'm looking for... Oh, I see it, the timer. Okay. I'm still getting used to the layout a little bit. Here we go. There's the timer. The first... Oh. So usually I'm pretty terrible at the 1 minutes, but to be expected. I have been getting more practice in, which is nice. So I feel pretty good about my progress so far. As you'll see, I tend to almost always never plan for the feet. Like, that's not intentional. It's not that I don't want to draw the feet in this sense. I really do. It's just that I have a terrible sense of space and scale. So I end up forgetting to put enough room in for the feet. Oh, I'm hearing the music from the actual... It's an overlay. Let me get rid of that. Okay. By the way, how's the audio for everybody? Okay, great. You don't need feet. What have feet ever done for us, really? And what I tend to do with these is I tend to try and do a couple on a page and then on a layer, and then what I'll do is I will kind of fade it out a little bit and do another layer on top with different colors, so that I just keep it all in the same file rather than opening one file and having a bunch of individual files for the same session, I guess. I'm keeping all my sessions, and so that I have a chance to go back and look at my progress, but... How is Visage so far, Fig? Sorry, I didn't have a chance to come back after I took my leave, but hopefully I'll get a chance. If you're not done with the game already, I will hopefully try to drop in and see how it's going. I like this particular model that I'm using, that's in this particular video. What I like about her is that she has lots of interesting curves, like the way that the muscle and that she's built, the way that she's built is very like, she's very luscious. She's very luscious. And that's kind of nice to draw. Like it's interesting to draw. I know that maybe that sounds weird, but another big challenge I have is the size of the head when I'm drawing. Like I always tend to make the head way too small. So see, I've run out of a little room, so I'm going to go light on that, and then I'm going to do the next layer and pick a different color and start drawing over the top. And I had an art teacher figure drawing teacher that taught me this specific way of drawing that, you know, the figure to make it easier to go faster, and I can't remember for the life of me the different tips. All I remember is, you know, do the line of the shoulders and the line of the hips first, and sometimes I don't even do that. I'm just sort of trying to wake up my old figure drawing skills. That feels like avocado toast. Oh, you're talking about the pets. If I am responding late to chat at first, it's only because these poses are so quick that it doesn't leave a lot of time for me to glance over at what's happening in chat land. Thanks, Toynbee Idea. So for anybody who's showing up, I know on the schedule it says that I'm doing fan art today, but after these I'm going to be doing some experimentation with my own style rather than that. I just changed my mind is all. Now this is a 2-minute pose. We've moved on to 2-minute poses. Is anybody drawing along by the way? It's okay if you're not. It's not a big deal. I just like to leave the option open for people. Maybe raise the music volume 1 to 2 dB after the figure drawing done? Sure. Will do. You gotta keep, it's part of the cozy mood. Zero art skills. Hey, you know what? The key word that you used a very good word, skill. And like lots of skills, most skills, it can, to a degree, in everyone be taught. I firmly believe that. We all focus on different things growing up, and sometimes the things that we focus on are because somebody just happens to notice, oh wow, that was a really nice drawing you did of a thing. You must be a really good artist. And then kind of in your childlike brain, you're like, yeah. And then you keep doing that thing that you get praised for, right? And so a lot of it is kind of, it is definitely, like, I don't want to take away, it is definitely hard work and it's practice. But like many skills, it can be learned. You did make this gorgeous emote. Hey, it has its charms, okay? Slowly, ain't nothing. There's not a race. Drawing can take as long as you need it to. Like I don't do figure drawing with as much confidence as I would like to in terms of like single strokes, and mine are very scratchy and sketchy and rather than being very confident. Someday but I've always kind of been that way, so I don't know if it's something to be worried about as long as I'm getting the actual form down. These twisty ones where she's on her back and she's like twisting her torso. This one's hard because like it's just a weird thing for the body to be doing. Like, unless you were dead, this is not a position that anyone would lie in comfortably, I don't think. Francis Bacon never went to art school and his stuff sold for millions. Art is about expression, not always simple representation. Yes, that's true. I mean, part of the reason why people use art therapy isn't necessarily like art therapy. The goal is not to become a great artist. Art therapy is designed to help with certain emotional and psychological parts of development, and so it taps into something. It taps into your ability. Like, expression is very difficult. I don't mean like, yes, verbal expression is important, but it's not the only way to express yourself. And some people are very, like, obviously, like, you know, you listen, you can hear me going the ums and the yeahs, are not very good at verbal expression. And art is just another way of tapping into a way to express yourself so that you don't feel so alone, you know? He's also a lunatic masochist with extreme father issues, and his stuff was universally seen as sort of ugly. I love that part about, you know, certain figures from history or are, when you're young growing up, you learn about them and they're given to you in a very much like, this person was a good person and this person was a bad person. It's not until later when you learn, oh, right, you know, there's shades of gray in the world, that you learn that, hey, this person was kind of sort of terrible sometimes too, or this person was more complicated than that. And I don't know if there's any. I don't know if it's just because we teach people that way because it's just less complicated, or it's an attempt at keeping things like age appropriate, I guess. I don't know. There are some things I don't know why they're we don't learn about them till later, but like Sigmund Freud loved cocaine. Loved it. His favorite thing was cocaine. Loved it. Hated his mother. Loved cocaine. Did I freeze? Did it all freeze? Oh, did we get a freezy? Not you too, Twitch. I already have trust issues with YouTube. Don't do this to me, Twitch. I want a slightly bigger brush. Like his pen. Refreshing over here, that might fix it. Oh, okay. How dare you have nice things? Have nice things, you harlot. You. Soiled dove. Twitch freezes on me a lot more than YouTube. Yeah, this is all kind of, I'm still solidly in the experimental phase here with Twitch. So who knows? I certainly like the chat features in in Twitch more. Once you get to affiliate, I like that there are different options for interaction that seem to make things a lot more fun for everybody. But, you know. I also hear a lot of complaints from people that have been using Twitch for a while. I have a tattoo that says everything is awful forever because it's true. Hey, Fireholder. Yeah, I know somebody. I follow somebody on Instagram who has a banner in her house that is really visible every time she does a video, and it's the banner says everything dies. How are you doing, Fireholder? Oh, some updates, you guys. So some of you know this. Oh, I didn't change to the new post. So into this one. So for real and truly, the Minecraft stream, private stream, is ready. It's ready to go. I'm gonna launch it the next time I schedule a Minecraft stream. So that and in the beginning, you know, just be patient as you arrive, because I have to individually give you fancy permissions for certain things like building and where you can build and who gets to build and who gets to, you know, do whatever. So it's I don't like the way this is coming out, but I'm gonna go with it. I've always wanted a tattoo, but I told myself if there was an idea for a tattoo I wanted, and I wanted it, and I still wanted it after 3 months of waiting, of like a grace of a waiting period, then I could get that tattoo. And basically what's happened is I have never kept the desire for a particular tattoo longer than 3 months. Oh, it's not just for a few people, Toy and B Idea. It's for anyone. I'm gonna give the link, put the link in Discord. So anybody with access to the Discord channel can, in theory, join the Minecraft stream. It's just, once you join, I may not give you all the powers. Oh, are you going to have a good night, Trilly Tuft? Thank you for coming in. All right. Oh, you're saying goodnight to Kieran. Okay, sorry. Good night, Kieran. I think it's healthy to get some amount of ink somewhere, even if it's just a solid sleeve of black. I found it very affirming. Yeah, and I used to be afraid of the pain that would come from a tattoo, but that's sort of gone away with age, only because I think through medical procedures and vaccinations and stuff like that, I've kind of gotten, the concept of needles doesn't frighten me anymore at all. As a matter of fact, I actually think when I have to get my blood drawn for different things, it's actually kind of cool. I find it kind of fascinating to watch. The nurse is always like, now take a deep breath and look away, if it bothers you. But I was like, nope, I'm looking right down at it. I'm like, yeah, I want to see it. I want to see the blood go into the tube. That's cool. That's cool stuff. That's mystery diagnosis stuff. That's B-roll. You dozed off during your tattoo. What kind of what's the tattoo, Fig? Crop circles on your forearm. Nice. You should also, I feel like you should get a portrait above it of that Greek guy from Ancient Aliens. From the show Ancient Aliens. Not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. I want to get a Xeon insignia on my arm, but just kinda. Suki and I got matching ones for our 15th anniversary. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Are they horse skull related? No, just a band logo we're both really fond of. Nice. Let's see. This is a difficult pose. She's all scrunched up. She's all scooched. Head is right here, so maybe her neck is like right there. I have one tattoo, a small cracked stone dragon on the upper right arm whose limbs curl up to form the circle around a 5-pointed star. I wanted a dragon. My girlfriend at the time wanted it to have a Wiccan theme. Nice. The current desire I have for a tattoo, the current one that has to last 3 months in order for me to decide, yeah, I'm going for it. Oh, then of course, like there's the like, okay, now I have to have enough money for it, right? And when it comes to like art stuff, I admittedly have expensive taste. If I'm gonna do something permanent like that on my body, I want it to be done right. You know, I want it to be done well. So I want a very, very good, trusted artist to do it. So, I gotta save my pennies. My current idea that I want. I drink late cheap to have the good art. That's right. These are the sacrifices I make in life. Speaking of which, I do have a very small glass of it. The current one that I would love to do, we're on to the next 5-minute one, is an owl. If specifically the Eurasian eagle owl. Eurasian eagle owl, from kind of crouched with the wings sort of like not completely spread out, but as if it's about to open its wings, and the owl's looking up. And it's sitting in so it's from a top-down sort of look, and it's sitting in the center of a lotus flower. That's my current desire. The desire of my heart. So we'll see. But I want it full color, and I want it to be big, so it's going to be expensive. I don't know how expensive, but it will be expensive. Got a bunch of ink I've collected over the years. My shop logo is the biggest one. Some celebrating my surviving big crash in coma. Oh my gosh. Most of it gearhead stuff, pistons, sprockets, etc. Steampunk coyote. Like full back or something? No, the thing is here's my dilemma. I want it to be large, but I want to personally be able to see it. So, or at least not have to like turn myself in a weird or look in a mirror to see it completely. So, I don't want it on my thigh. I know that much. So really that kind of just leaves my upper arm, which is not as big, you know. I might have to go with my back because kind of, I don't know. This is one of those twisty ones where she's sort of twisted. She's not actually lying straight in one direction. Her hips are pivoting. I like forearms personally. Sleeves aren't too bad. Yeah, have some scars on an upper arm. Here's this is my sort of thing that I've been going back and forth for years, as I have a few scars on one of my upper arms. And I've gone through phases where I'm like, okay, that's from a part of my life that's not really relevant anymore in terms of like, it doesn't embody my current state of mind. So I'd like to get a tattoo to cover them up. But then I'm like, oh, but why? Like, it's like, if I cover it up, it's like, I don't want to just sort of like imply that part of my life wasn't important or wasn't critical or anything. But, and would getting a tattoo there just call more attention to something that I want to not call attention to? I don't know. I guess it would probably depend upon the skill of the tattoo artist. So I don't know, I'm still debating about that part of it as well. I think the only implication that matters is what you take away from it. Ink is for you. Yes, that is true. And then certainly, you know, if one gets a tattoo, there's some anticipation that there will eventually be some people that will ask about it, which is fine. It's just one of those things where it's like, I have to, like, I don't want to go, do I give my whole life story every time somebody asks about my tattoo? Don't really want to. Seems exhausting. I could just give them the annotated, like, the Spark Notes. My gosh, Spark Notes. A version of it. Or just say, I really like owls and lotuses. I thought it was pretty. See, I messed up her knee is here. And it kind of terminates. It's foreshortened. And there's her foot. But this thigh goes out knee goes out much further. Tattoo design stream when? That's a great idea. Oh my gosh, maybe they'll do that tonight. I'll do that tonight. Because tonight, because I'm not doing, after the figure drawing is over, I was just going to experiment with my current style and play around a little bit with new ideas. And to do that, I was just going to pick a random subject, like an animal or a person, and I was going to draw them in that style. Oh, and we're done. That just ended that stream, my video ended. Woohoo. This video may be inappropriate for some viewers. Okay. Okay, so what's the last pose? I have a buddy of mine with a rad ass scar tattoo down his forearm from a wild shop accident, and he just got fucking yikes with an arrow. That's excellent. That is most excellent. I respect that. All right, so yeah, I'll do that then, and I'll use that tattoo idea as a way to experiment with tile stuff. My next hat is getting done on the 22nd, my birthday. I can't wait. Oh, awesome! Well, that's exciting. What are you gonna get? She has a pair of cheap ceiling lights on her chest. Yes. What was it? With Michelangelo. If you look at Michelangelo's paintings of women, it is almost guaranteed that he never used a woman as a model. Like, he never had a woman model to model women off of. And so the joke that has always kind of run around, at least in the art, like when I was in art school, was that Michelangelo would just paint an effeminate, soft-bodied man, and then he would paint apples on his chest, and that's his idea of what breasts were like. I have a chibi anime devil girl on my left shoulder, so I'm getting the matching angel done on my right arm. Nice. I buy the theory he was gay personally. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like that's probably part of it. That's part of, like, the, I guess, lack of familiarity with the female form. But it's also because some people said, well, no, I mean, it was just not appropriate for women to model nude, and so he wouldn't have had access to female models. Well, no, female models were almost always prostitutes. You could get a female model. You could get a female model. Don't use that excuse, Michelangelo. Yeah, no, I feel like he was absolutely gay. He could have gotten away with bloody murder if he wanted to. Oh, yeah. Who else? Leonardo da Vinci. Apparently, if his self-portraits are to be believed, and the writings about him are to be believed, he was supposedly gorgeous. He was a gorgeous man. And that he attracted the attention. I don't know who said this, but he attracted the attention of men and women alike. Now, whether or not he indulged in that. Both of those routes, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but it's just interesting. I think I had a discussion with somebody. If you could make out with somebody from history, like if you could if you could make out with someone from history and like have a guilt-free, no strings attached one night stand with somebody, who would it be? And I picked Leonardo da Vinci. Young Leonardo da Vinci. Caravaggio legit killed people with swords for fun, and the church was like, oh, come on, knock it off, bro. Hey, come on, man. We can't keep giving you patronage if you're gonna get back to your, what is it, chiaroscuro or something? Is that the dark, really dark, high contrast shadows and stuff? Yeah. All right, so, I wonder if I need a different layout, like if it should be taller rather than wide. So let me do a new one and just switch the width. I want the width to be, that width can stay that way. Height, I want it to be a little bit shorter, but not that much shorter. Yeah, that'll be good. There we go. Portrait view. Hey, protected pancake? Make out with the T-Rex. Oh, watch out for the tiny, tiny claws. Helen of Troy. Apparently she was worth a big-ass war. Oh. Who else? So there's young Leonardo da Vinci. I don't know. He's the only one that comes to mind right away. Alexander the Great, maybe, but maybe Leonardo da Vinci too, but like, that guy had syphilis, right? Alexander the Great. Oh, he did swing both ways, but didn't he? Oh no, they don't know how he died. There's different theories about how he died, so. I did say no strings. That's true. We'll take it off. We'll take that off. No STDs. Alexander the Great. He is supposed to be very good. BD is a big damn string. It is. Let's see. So I'm going to do my kind of what I'm hoping to get as a tattoo someday. I don't have reference photos. I don't have any references. That's okay. I'll do the best I can without the references. So, I've been drawing in a particular style for many years that I enjoy, but I'm kind of feeling tired, and I'm trying to decide where to go next. And so, what I'm going to play around with tonight is my illustration style. When I'm not drawing Sumio Santana in a mankini, I am drawing in a very flat, patterned, almost very stiff, like paper doll-esque type of style. And that's been really great for me. I really enjoyed it, and people like it. But I am trying to find ways to kind of jazz it up a little bit. I've taught 5 in total, many more planned, just need the monies. Yes. So let's see. So I'll start with as I always do, with an underdrawing. So this will be kind of from looking down from above. So most of this lotus flower will not be actually visible, probably just the bottom part. Actually, what I should probably start with is the owl. Oh. Do that here-ish. I will be looking up. This might end up looking cuter than I intend it to, but... I keep wanting more ink, but they are... But then there are rad used bikes that need a little love. So do you buy old bikes and you fix them up and sell them, or do you collect them? My barn still has room. I buy and fix and intend to sell, but usually just keep them. It's an expense. That sounds like an expensive hobby. Not terribly if you can take your time. That's fair. I mean, it's not like you have to buy one new one every week, but... It's gonna come off the page a little bit, but that's all right. Figure out how to get this wing to work. Most mics don't need but 20 to 30 bucks in parts and some love. I've only ridden on a motorcycle 2 or 3 times in my life, and I have to say, as a passenger, I've never driven it myself. Never had the power, but I have to say that even as a passenger, I'm a little bit of I nerd out. Anytime I've been on a motorcycle, I've nerded out really hard. I'm like, I feel like I'm a movie star. Where are my shades? Makes me feel like a movie star. I feel like this looks too cute. I need better references. Let me see if I can look up some references. One moment. By the way, everyone, I don't want to cause any alarm, but what I'm about to tell you cannot leave this chat. People said it couldn't be done. Scientists have been trying to do it for years, and I did it. I'm happy to give you the results of my research, but I am very proud to announce that I have created, after many years of experimentation, blood, sweat, and tears, all that, I have created the perfect chocolate chip cookie. With the caveat being, if you prefer your cookies to be soft and gooey. I have done it. I've cracked the code. I've cracked it. I've been making them for years and ruining them. Well, not ruining them, but making them less than ideal. And I've tinkered and looked at every single recipe on the internet I can find, and this time I've figured it out. Now, whether or not these discoveries will hold water with, tinkering with, like, based on your oven settings and or, altitude, I don't know. But from where I'm standing right now, the perfect chocolate chip cookie is in hand. It's good that I'm hidden in the woods and no one can find me, because I feel like the government, world governments would be after me if they knew. And this is not for just the powerful and the wealthy. This is for the chocolate chip cookies are for the people, okay? It's for the world. And I'm not gonna let them take that away from you guys. 1 second. Oh, looking for a button. There we go. Does Modbot know? He doesn't know. He doesn't know, and he has no arms, so he can't do much about it. Soft and gooey. Hey, Skikich. Preparing the clip. Soft and gooey choco chip cookies sound amazing. Please send. Thanks. Open up cookie police. Let's see if I can find a good example of this owl to work with. Owls are always so pissed off looking, but they're cute angry. You don't need arms to snitch. They don't. But he knows that. See, I've got some dirt on him too, so he won't snitch on me. He won't snitch. He can't afford to. We'll do this one. This one's a good one. All right. Found some references. Use broken up crunch bars. The trick I find, I mean, there's more to it. If I could accurately explain all the subtleties of the perfect chocolate chip cookie recipe, I mean, on a stream, it wouldn't have taken this long to discover this true secrets. So, but I will tell you one of the secrets. Now, of course, many people know that that you're supposed to chill the chocolate chip cookie dough for some time before you cook with it, before you bake it. At least this was a technique that I have been familiar with for a while. You chill the cookie dough. However, I had been chilling the cookie dough. I had been scooping out the cookie dough in the quantity that I was going to bake it at, and putting it on the cookie sheets, and then putting those cookie sheets in the refrigerator and chilling them. And that was okay, but it wasn't perfect. And every single recipe I saw kind of seemed to imply that you just needed to do it for like 30 minutes. you only needed to chill for 30 minutes. Okay, so that's what I did. And that's what I've been doing. But I found a tweaked recipe, and that said, no, you have to, if you want for best results, you have to chill it overnight. And not only that, not only do you have to chill it overnight, you need to chill it in the bowl that you mix it in. You don't dish it out first and put it in as separate cookie quantities on a cookie sheet first, and then put it in the fridge. You chill it in its sort of lumpy, like in its conglomerated form, in its mixed form. I have heard of that trick, Fig. I have heard of that. I've never had to use it. I always sort of revive dried up cookies by just zap frying them in the microwave for a little bit. For like 6 seconds. So among other things, I did this little trick. But I think that it worked. I think it did. I think that's what the difference was, is that I just was not chilling it long enough. Wasn't chilling the dough long enough. There's other things I did too. Like, this isn't specific to chocolate chip cookies, but you could do this. Putting coffee, amount of coffee, placing the water content in a baked item with an equivalent amount of coffee will bring out the chocolate flavor in it. Sandwich with cookie dough filling. I'm actually going to make this guy's face a little smaller so that more of the tattoo design can fit in. Let's see. Also gonna do this. Why the eagle owl specifically? Honestly, I picked the eagle owl because it is, to me, because it's just the biggest. It's the most owl of any owl that I've ever seen. It's an enormous owl, and it's just kind of, it looks to me like your quintessential owl. It's not anything particular about that. It's also, well, no, that's not true. There is the Eurasian eagle owl is also found in India, in northern India, and that part of it relates to the rest of the tattoo, the reason for getting the rest of the tattoo. So, in their Hindu religion, the goddess Lakshmi is the goddess of wealth and beauty, and abundance of many things, not just money and physical things, but and in antiquity, all the Hindu deities have a vehicle, usually an animal that they ride on. And in antiquity, these days you usually see Lakshmi with her consort Vishnu, and Vishnu rides an eagle, or sometimes like an eagle-got-man hybrid sort of thing. And she's very rarely depicted by herself with her original vehicle, and her original vehicle in antiquity was an owl. And the reason it was an owl is because the owl is associated with being able to see in the dark. And so it can, because the owl can navigate very well in dark places and at nighttime, it is sort of a symbol of getting through a difficult time and hope for, getting past the darkness and being able to see past the darkness and move forward. And so Lakshmi rides on an owl to symbolize that in dark times, she's able to bring abundance and good fortune to people or to someone, even in the worst times of their lives. So that's part of why I wanted to get this tattoo. I also think that from a design perspective, like if you look at pictures of the owl, I like the feather patterning and the coloration, and they have these kind of orangey to bright red eyes that are sort of amazing, that are very intense. And then the lotus is, see how to explain. So the lotus grows out of the mud. It goes out of the mud in mucky places and swampy areas, and when it blooms, it blooms above the water, and it doesn't have any of that mud on it when it blooms, and so it's kind of a symbol of coming out the other side. Coming out without being covered in shit, without being messed up and dirty and pure. It's a symbol of purity sometimes. So, but I'm more attracted to it to like getting through, like growing out of the muck, like from out of the dirt and the mud and the muck of life, it comes the most beautiful parts of a person, or can. The potential is there. I have a coyote biting its forepaw off on me. They don't they do that? If they do that if they're caught if they get caught in snares. If they get their foot caught in a snare, they'll chew their own foot off to get out. Yep. Sounds like you've been really thinking about your past today. I mean, not necessarily today. I've been just thinking. I've been actually, when you do a lot of thinking about your future, you hop back to your past a lot, because you're like, where have I come from, and where do I want to go? Am I going in the direction that I'm hoping to go? So there's a lot of back and forth. See. I don't want the wing to be coming out a little bit more. Like that. Might need to resize him a little bit again. Yeah. I'm not going to get to that. No, I will. It's only 9 o'clock. That's why I identify with them. Survival at any cost. Yeah. I mean, it's funny when I see tattoos, like a lot of people will go one of two routes. They'll get tattoos that have really deep meaning to them, or they'll just be like, screw it. I just really like Winnie the Pooh. Put it on my ankle. And that's fine too. Sometimes it's pretty funny sometimes when I saw a tattoo, somebody who's lactose intolerant. He had a memorial tattoo for cheese. He got a memorial tattoo to cheese on his arm because he couldn't have dairy anymore. And it was a funny tattoo, but it was like, you know, people always say, what if you regret it? You know, what if you want like something different and years from now? And I think that, yes, I think there was a time when removal or cover-ups were much harder. But I've seen some amazing cover-ups, and I've seen some, and sometimes people, like, it's okay to have things you don't like anymore on you. That's so sad, life without any cheese. I've seen a ton of really ugly ink. Oh yeah. And that's why I said earlier, like, if I'm gonna get it done, I have to make sure that whoever does it is really, really good. And I know that you know, getting a really good artist comes with a price. And that's as it should, you know. Still not getting it. Still needs to be a little smaller, I think. Go with that. There's a guy local who has a bunch of Chevy logos, including a Calvin on his back pissing on a Ford logo. Like, congrats, you've defined yourself with a corporate entity who doesn't care you exist. Also, like the whole Calvin and Hobbes, the Calvin peeing character, the whole story behind that is a very interesting one. Talk about, you know, I guess disrespecting the source material, I suppose. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Does anybody have any plans for the weekend? I'm gonna rerun the wiring in my server cable and set up a new router. Ah. Going to my favorite restaurant. Yeah! Second restaurant in 1 week. Nice. Live it up. I mostly live day to day. No plans. And not let Usu drink. Well, she's going to have to, I hate to break it to you, Fig. She's going to have to drink for us to do our drunk, whatever we decide to do for our drunk stream. Our collab. I'm collabing. Everybody, I'm going to collab with Usu, and we're going to have a drunk stream. I don't know what that means other than drinking a lot, but it's going to happen. So you're just going to have to, I'll give you advance notice, Fig, so that you can, like, put some fail-safe, whatever you got to do to make sure she doesn't fall out a window or something. But Take my mother out shopping meanwhile getting my vowels to be picked up by PRPR Live's face tracker. Yep. So everybody's working for the week. Well, not really working for the weekend. Working on the weekend. I kind of want the feet of the owl to be visible. But for the purposes of this stream, this will be fine. This will work. This will do. I will now that I have the underdrawing done, I'm going to sort of start working on this as if I'm doing my former style. And what I'm going to do is usually when I do the line art for this, if I was going to do the line art for this, I would do it all one color, one line width, all the way through. And then I go in and color it. What I'm going to experiment with today is doing varied line widths and tones. So for this, because it's an owl, generally it's beige or brown. We'll start with the dark. We'll start dark and then go lighter as we go into the interior of the owl, get into the details, and see what that does. I'm curious as to what that will do for the feeling of the drawing and if it creates depth or if it does nothing and it's lame and stupid, but we won't know until we try. That's why it's an experiment. Also, it's kind of hilarious because she's kind of panicking over the drunk stream. Why? Why? Is she... Oh, she doesn't want to look stupid while she's drunk. I've got news for her. It's going to happen and she won't be alone. I'll say, I'm happy... over the years, I've been happy to discover that I am, at the very least, a jovial drunk. I'm not like an angry, belligerent drunk. So let's play with line lengths here. That's probably not as thick as I'd like. Let's go up a little bit more. Yeah, we'll start with that. Now, let's see, that's 12. So actually, I'm going to make notation here. This is just the number, the width of that line in terms of point value. And I'm going to try and I'll do the next line as a lighter color. It's not as dramatic enough. So we'll go down a different tone. That's a slightly different brown, lighter brown color. That will also stay 12. But the next line, I'm going to go down in tone. And I'm also going to go down in line width I'll go down to 9. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. Maybe 8. No, we'll go back to 9. So that'll be 9. And then we'll do one more, because I don't think we'll get to that much detail. But let's try a really light color in a this is 7? Yeah, 7 should be small enough. So that will just be my reference point for my line art. Why not play with the plumage? India has tons of rad patterns you could work with into the feathers. Well, actually, if you've seen any of my work on Twitter, I generally, after I'm done with the line work, I almost always go back and do pattern fills, because you're absolutely right. That is patterns are my jam. I do patterns, but I also like texture. So I like watercolor washes, and that's a little bit harder to do. I can do that in Clip Studio, but I'm still getting used to it, so it takes a little bit more experimenting. So today I'm kind of working with the line art, just the line art, and within that I'll be hand drawing in some patterns, but anything that starts to get really, really intricate, and is much better done by filling it in later, I'll do a fill. But you'll get I think we have plenty of time to get a good idea of whether this is an interesting path for me to take moving forward. So let's start with the darkest color. And that is, I'm just going to stay with the regular pen, and that's up at 12. Now, another thing I used to do is I do tend to try to keep it fairly geometric, but let's see what we can do with that. So I'm gonna go in closer because that'll help me with my hand stability here. Excuse me. Whew. Yeah. That's better. Oh. Let's see. Now this we will do this. We'll try to do this as geometrically as possible. Keep it simple to start. I can always go more naturalistic if I want later. How are we doing this? I was watching something else for a bit. I am not panicking. There's no reason to panic about anything. I will confess, I always get nervous before collabs. Still, I mean, I haven't done a ton of them, but I still get nervous. You want it to go well. But I still get nervous. I don't want to screw it up for anybody. If I screw it up for myself, that's fine. I can always, you know, recover later, but... All right, so now I have, that's just like the basics of that face. Let me see if I can go back to, and we'll go back up to, keep the same width of line, but a lighter color. Now, I should probably do this in a layer underneath so that it doesn't override dark one. Lost power for a second there. Hey, Chia, welcome. I was super nervous about starting last night. Yeah, I saw your post on... saw your post, Fig. You know, I say, oh, don't be nervous, but I am there being nervous. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the raid. Woo! It's always easier to take, it's easier to give advice than to take your own advice, I guess. Thank you for coming, Renpona. Let's see. Hope you're having a good night and a good art stream. I am. It's a little bit weird tonight. I'm doing some experimental stuff, so I don't really know. I hope everybody's enjoying it, because I'm sort of, I don't know where it's going. I'm working on a tattoo design. Let's see. I'm kind of focusing on the face here just to get my bearings. We'll go down, I'm going down to another lighter color, and then this is, now I'm also going to go down in width of line. And And I should go to another layer below that so that I can also stay out of my own way. References. Better than what I can do. Hey, you know, again, it's practice. Let's see, they've got these, so kind of these, they've got these angry, all owls have this kind of angry eyebrow situation going on. But they all have beautiful eyelashes as well. Owls send these beautiful eyelashes. And then for here, for the face, what do they have going on? Well, they have these little stashes. It's weird little... I'll leave that as it is. Yeah, like Fig is right. If you haven't practiced for a while, you'll feel rusty. Like there's certain things I have not practiced in years. Let's see, so that's that lighter tone. I'm gonna do this. All right. I'm also gonna do... No, that's too cutesy. I'm gonna do this instead. Yeah, it's better. And then, let me see, with the eyes, it's just like a black pupil and an orange irises. I'm now gonna go back to my lightest, which is the lightest color I picked. And I'm going to go down to a size 7 pen. And I'm going to fill in whatever details I feel like filling in. Go to a lower layer. Yes, you are always your own worst critic. You also almost always see things that you see mistakes that no one else will ever see. Or you see things that people see but don't realize were mistakes. I've had people give me compliments on parts of paintings that were absolutely 100% mistakes in my mind. Like they were not done well, they were not done right. To me. But people see things differently. Kind of a blessing in that way. See, and now I want to kind of fill in a little bit. So look at their weird little heads. I could go back up one size. Back up, or I could do a darker version of 7. I could keep it small, but go back up to the darkest dark that I chose to go in and do the details. That's what I'll do. Hey Jeep, welcome. The art goes well. It's a little bit weird. It's going weird because I'm experimenting. I'm kind of in new territory in terms of I'm experimenting with my style, and I'm doing that, attempting to do that on a tattoo design that I'm if I like for long enough, I may actually end up getting. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm making an owl. It's going to be an owl sort of from a top-down view of an owl in a lotus flower. Which, by the way, I would love to say is a completely unique concept, but I've seen it as a tattoo a couple times before. And I remember thinking, well, now I can't get it because somebody else got it. But then I said, that's stupid, Luna. Get what you want to get. When you get it done, it's not going to be exactly like the other person got it. It's not going to mean the same thing anyway. Let's see. Kind of like people fighting over patina I haven't fixed yet. Like, shut up, you guys, you don't understand, it's wrong. Yes, it's verdigris. It's actually, you're witnessing in real time the destruction of the actual material this is made of. It'll be different because it's you. Exactly. And I'm weird. Exactly. Everybody else with their, with their 9-to-5s and their, picket fences, they don't they don't know me. Let's see. Where do I want to go from here? Normally I would start filling in things, but I think there's room for more detail. I'm looking at this little buddy here. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the dark that I've got. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to go and I'm going to do slightly less, the one shade down. But I'm going to keep the small detail line, I think. Let me see. So there's two styles of Indian art Indian painting that I admire and take a lot of influence from. One is called Madhubani painting, and the other one is called sometimes it's just people just say miniature painting. Sometimes people call it Mughal miniature painting. But both of them involve intense amounts of heavy line work and heavy detail. And so I take a lot of inspiration from that. But it's so time consuming. So in Madhubani painting, a very important aspect of Madhubani painting is the essentially line art for your line art, where you would do a line like this. After this was all done, I would go back and I would do another line around the whole thing to separate it from the rest of the picture, because there's so much detail happening that the image would get lost without it. So I'm sort of tapping into that a little bit, less to do an outline of an outline, but to do shapes within shapes, which is sort of also reminiscent of like Northwest Native American artwork as well. Oh, good night, Usu. Thank you for coming. Oh, I appreciate you guys spending time with me. Good night. Chat poll, banana taped to wall, art or not? Probably not art, but definitely snack. Art snack. Bad art, but art. Not art modbot, unless it's a green banana. Green has so much meaning. I mean, I could sit and look at some modernist stuff for hours. Early American abstract expressionism got laughed at domestically for years. Rothko. I will not grump in the mood of chat by complaining about modern art. It's people who like modern art are used to that and don't need me to add to the fray. I think I need more of the finer lines now. So we're gonna go back up here. But it needs to be on a lower layer again. This has the potential to be a lot of layers. Kind of looks like a wood carving. Oh. Interesting. Oh, I think much of it is just abstraction of an abstraction without any substance. I concur. Yeah, I mean, it's what do you know, there are things that are abstract that I can look at for a really long time. But not very many. Not very many, I'll say. Let's see, and then there's... see. Because I want this fluffy part around to their beaks, you know? Their beaks are kind of funny because they have technically like predatory, like they're birds of prey, right? And so they have... But they almost, but you can't see most of their beak because it's hidden in all the floofy fluff. So sometimes they almost look like parrots. I don't think I switched to a smaller... Oh, no, I did. Ivan Bilibin. Bilibin. Why is that? That's a very familiar name, and I'm trying to... I can't... I'm thinking of someone different. I know I am. There's a printmaker, what's with a D? But Ivan Bilibin that name is ringing a bell. Is he an illustrator? Is he an old illustrator, like from like the 1920s or something in that range? Fairy tales, right? Like kind of like Arthur Rackham. Arthur Rackham is another one of those. Arthur Rackham, Kay Nielsen is another one. Let's see. What can I do about the eyes here? Should I do anything about the eyes? I don't know. I think so. Maybe something. And then I can go back to the dark. Or no, not the dark, the kind of less, like the lighter, but not quite super dark one. And then go up to, back up to 12. Back up to 12. Oh, I like that. Oh, that works really well because it's under the lower layer. Bilibin is worth a peek. He's got a visual weirdness that's very satisfying. I feel like if I look him up, I will recognize him because his name is very familiar to me. I recommend, if you're into older illustrators, like turn of the last century illustrators, Kay Nielsen is a very good one. He illustrated one of my favorite fairy tales, which is East of the Sun, West of the Moon, which is a Norwegian fairy tale. Let's see. I feel like the rest of this would be much finer pattern fill, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back down to the lightest color, but stay at a large pen size, and I'm going to do some of my, I call my filler pattern, which I do this little like 3-dot pattern. And then if I feel like that's not enough, I can go in with even smaller brush and do finer dots. My next, I guess, plan for experimentation is to experiment with texture, and that is going to involve a little bit of interplay between the line work as well. So, and the texture I'm going to accomplish with, at least digitally, I'm going to accomplish with trying to make some watercolor effects. If I can't actually recreate them as well as I would like, I might make the watercolor by hand in real life and then scan it in and use that texture as a background and play with that. Which is a technique I've done in the past, but this time I want to try, rather than using the watercolor as a background, I'd like to use portions of it as fill for the actual foreground figures. Shall I dump a link in chat? By all means. Bring the opacity down all the way. A little bit more. Yeah, I feel like I could go... Let's stay with the larger pen and the light color. What I might do actually is go up even bigger to like 16 or something. Let me see. And do that. All the way around. I would just like to say, I also, one of the things I really appreciate about you guys coming to my art streams is that I am completely aware that that this is not like the style in vogue. Like, I get that people want to see people draw like their favorite characters from different animes and mangas and stuff, and fan art and things like that. And so I appreciate that in that anime style, that manga style. So I appreciate that you guys enjoy coming to these and watching and spending time with me while I do these. Even they are not quite, they're not in that vein. I think I underestimate you. I think I do. I think I have. Nowhere is that more obvious than during the charity stream. You guys blew it out of the water. You guys are crazy. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get like $150. And then you guys like, nope. We're gonna ruin this. We're gonna ruin this for you, Luna. Not necessarily taking him. She mostly draws other hololives. It gets boring. Now that's a cool looking owl. I've been finishing up cleaning my little office space, so I've been lurking meanwhile I set up my PC again. Oh, well, thank you very much. So, like, I don't know that, like, so I'm doing this tattoo design, but I'm doing it in my, like, this is what I would have an owl in a lotus flower, but I wouldn't get it done in this style. Like, I would get it done as as close to realism as I could possibly find. Not that I don't, like, only because as an artist, it's sometimes difficult to look back at your old work and still feel good about it. So I would hate to have a tattoo done of a drawing that I did on and have it done on me, because then I have to look back at it and realize that I've come a long way from that, which is a good thing, but now it's on my body, if that makes sense. I'm happy of ruining that donation drive with everybody. Yes, I am too. It was exceptional. It was an exceptional evening. I will do more things like that in the future, but I am going to let you guys, I'm not going to do that, like something like that anytime soon, only because, I don't want to like I gotta let you guys, you know, save something. That makes sense. I don't want to like keep having fundraisers and then wear you guys out. But again, I may be as Coyote has said, perhaps I am underestimating you quite a bit. But you guys are awesome. Let's see. Something needs to happen around the eyes a little bit, I think. Yeah. I need to go down a little bit, though, because it's going to go outside the lines here in a second. Which one is this? This one. Let's go smaller. Does anything said on Reddit really matter, though? Oh. Not really, no. I don't go to Reddit anymore. I let Modbot will go and do shoutouts for me on Reddit, but I don't go there anymore. I did a bit in the beginning when I first started streaming. And I didn't stop going because of what people were saying. I rarely saw that stuff. I just stopped going because I didn't get much, I guess this is going to sound really arrogant, but I didn't get a whole lot of intellectual stimulation from Reddit. I know that was probably what I probably should not have been expecting that, but I didn't learn anything from anybody. I wasn't getting any social aspect. There was no social aspect to it at all. So I hate the Reddit's, the way that it's like the hierarchy of posting there, where it's not necessarily the posts that have the most information, it's the posts that are just the most popular posts. So I'm not all fans of the upvoting situation there. Hey, SDR Kanan, welcome, welcome. Kanan. I was worried about Twitter. And certainly there's a lot of stuff on Twitter that isn't worth attention, but I have found that has been the easiest way for me to connect with people, other than in stream itself. Being on Twitter has helped me meet people and connect with people and find their places on Twitch and on Twitch and YouTube, so that's been kind of a surprise to me. Twitter is good until it's not. Exactly. I mean, I don't know that there's a social media platform without its problems, but let's see. If I did... And like I was saying, owls have these really nice eyelashes, so I feel like I'm not taking advantage of that, so I need to do something about that. Do this. Like this whole thing needs to be darker, I guess? I don't know. On top of it. And then these floofy parts are actually darker too. There's a whole line that goes right up to the ears. Do that. That's nice. You can find a lot more memes on Twitter than on Reddit. I used to dial up BBS on 300 baud modem on my C64. I primarily use Reddit for some deal finding stuff. Deals! Ah, for your bikes. You know what place I found very useful in terms of like finding used stuff and buying things, actually, of all places? Facebook Marketplace has been kind of useful for me, especially being trapped in the woods. Like it's actually kind of good to have something where it tells you have access to there's these things that are nearby that you can buy. It just has been very convenient. Woo! Another raid! Thank you! Hey Chung! Thank you for the raid! Oh, interesting, because now I'm getting into areas of where, like, because of the different layers, sometimes this will end up on top and sometimes it will end up behind the colors. Interesting. There we go. interesting. I like that. I think that would look good over here too. Hey, Katie Chung, welcome. Owl, yes. It's a hooter. I'm drawing a hooter. Bought Torrid. And thus a friendship was born. Friendship or true love? Only time will tell. Welcome to Hooters, where we have legit owls. Don't let their angry demeanor turn you off. Let their talons turn you off. What's happening if I do that? What happens if I do that? Okay, it's on the wrong layer, so it comes through like that. So then the solution to that is to take that color and go back to a larger size. That. So my primary experience of owl-themed cafes involves actual owls. Ooh, like cat cafes, but for owls. Seems like it would be a logistical nightmare. If I did this, and then went back here, back down to 7. Or does that just make him look like he's crying? Yeah, looks like he's crying. But I can do something else. Little crow's feet. So one thing that I'm happy to have out of the way before the beginning of the weekend is some of the audio recording I had to redo. I did redo some audio recording for the King cover today, and it's much better. I'm much happier with it now. So now it's all, like, the raw audio is all ready, and I'm just gonna have to take probably a week, maybe a little bit less, to do all the mixing and the jazzing it up. Yes, excite, indeed. I'm excited about it. So I'll make a big announcement, and probably what it'll end up being is I'll probably premiere it in front of a different stream. Like, I'm not going to just have, I know some people just have like a premiere and then it's just the song and that's it. But I'm probably going to I'm going to put it in at the beginning of a stream. So that I can, chat afterward, talk about, answer some questions about it, explain some of it. And then maybe go into some Minecraft. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll go. Maybe the King cover release after party will be the big opening up of the Minecraft server. So I feel like I've done a lot of patterning on this little guy's face. And like what would happen now is I'd do some fill. Which actually, you know what? I haven't done everything I want to do. Let me fix one thing. Just realized. I want to copy that dot pattern on the ears. Yeah, so normally if I were to do this in my typical style of line art, the difference would be I'd be doing this whole thing, all the detail, no matter where it was, it would be all the same color and all the same line width and weight. I think the line weight has to be more dramatic, like the difference has to be more dramatic for me to see any more difference, but I do like at least in the way that it is right now, the monochromatic, the way it looks monochromatic. I actually think I haven't heard you singing. I hum a few bars here and there. I will say this, I'm not a singer. I wanted to do the King cover because that seemed to be something that VTubers were doing. And it seemed like it would be a fun challenge. And it's gonna take a lot of work to get it sounding nice. Let's put it that way. So we'll see. It was fun. I hope you guys have fun with it, and enjoy it for what it is. And I'm not expecting any rave reviews. It was mostly just a fun thing that I saw everybody else doing, so I thought, why not? And I said to myself, I want to be a sheep too. Oh, you've been taking lessons. I've been wanting to take lessons, actually, because when I realized how bad I was, I was like, hey, but I like singing, so maybe I should just, but then I had to, remind myself of all the other things I have to do in life. And I don't have a lot of time, and so for now, it's on the back burner. I want to fill that in. Yeah. Fill those in too. And it looks a little derpy, so I'm going to go back in here. There. Processing can do a lot and everyone's using it. Well, yeah, I mean, when I was looking at the King covers, going through a couple of them, I was like, every single one of these voices is auto-tuned. Every single one. So I'm not trying to deceive anybody into thinking that Oh, really? Luna sounds like that? No. I don't know. And I'm pretty confident that people are smart enough to know. So it's not a secret. But why get singing lesson when you could buy a motorcycle? Perfect excuse to wear leather pants every day. That makes me think of that makes me think of Bon Jovi. I'm gonna that's motorcycles in general make me think of Bon Jovi, so. We're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer. You've just been Jovied. You're welcome. On a steel horse I ride. I'm a cowboy. Wanted, dead or alive. Actually, you know what? Do that. A little bit of and then with the white, go in again. I just noticed, let's see, I just noticed that one light brown dot over the left eye over the eyebrow, it's like over the little head plate line. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, this one right here. Yeah, that's probably because I probably did that, just did it on the wrong layer. Does the sexy kind refer to the gesture drawing or the experimentation? The answer to both those questions is yes. Yeah, it was on the wrong layer. I can just go boop. And it's actually over here too. Boop. And a little one over here. Boop. The sound effects are important. How scandalous. Well, you know me. You know my streams. I've got a reputation, you know. I'll try something real quick. Play around again with some fill. Ah, we lost him! That's right, because these are all in different layers. I'm gonna put them all in the same layer now. They'll be the face layer. There. And we can do things like that. Oh, bye, Jeep. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. No, that won't work. I should probably just do the circle and fill technique. Just curious about how some of this would look with Phil, but everybody's favorite friend, Phil. Phil. Actually, if I did this, I'll clean it up. Although if I don't clean it up, it adds an extra really tiny line. Thank you, Silipenda. Yeah, I'm liking the way it's looking. Let's see. I just look from far away. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I have to play around with line weight still. I don't think I made as dramatic a difference with the different sizes as I was thinking, but it's a good start. It gives me a good starting point for my future experimentations. So I'm going to save this. Owl. Or in Hindi, owl is ulu, which I love because it's the sound they make. Ulu, 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 ulu. Okay, friends. Time has come, the walrus said, to tell your friends good night. We'll leave that there for now. Oh, that's like how dogs go dog, dog, dog. Dog, dog, dog. Dog, 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 dog. Ulu, ulu, ulu. So thank you. I'm going to stop here for now for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. And while I do these experimentations, I'm hoping to do more of it on stream. I'm going to do more experimentations. Like I said, I have a laundry list of VTubers I want to do fan art for. And the next stream for me is going to be it's going to be Sunday. So there's going to be two streams on Sunday. One is a very early short stream, at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time because of I will be I'm going to be doing the stream with the rescheduled stream, Hindi stream with an Indian VTuber Suzuki Zuriko. And oh hey True Forte, welcome. And then that same night, later in the evening at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be doing my Hindi stream, the last segment of the story translation, Little Red Riding Hood story translation in the evening. So I hope you guys can join me for that one. The early morning one I know is pretty hard for most people. to make, but that's okay. It's basically going to be a chat stream. And we're going to be chatting in Hindi. And Chotilal Topi is going to be, I'm going to be doing that in the evening. I'm going to do the story translation in the evening. So the morning one is a chat with, about an hour-long chat with Suzuki Zuriko, an Indian VTuber. And then the one in the evening, that same evening, Sunday night, is going to be the story translation. And those are going to, the early morning one is going to be, I'm not going to be streaming. I'm going to be calling in to Suzuki's channel. So you'll have to see, I'll post a link to her channel if you'd like to go watch, from her YouTube channel. And then the evening stream is going to be on Twitch again. So I'll see you guys back here. Hopefully I'll see you guys back here, for that. So, thank you again for coming tonight. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Get some sleep, catch up on some sleep, catch up on some fun projects, have some fun. You know, all work and no play makes all of you dull boys, which is weird that it only makes dull boys and not girls, but details. Thank you guys so much. Good night, and I'll hope to see you on Sunday. Bye, guys.